Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Eric with SweetSpotDFS, and I'm here to cover the pass optimal and GPP winning lineups for the Masters. Now, this is a unique week, so I'm providing videos every single day of the week until we hit the Masters. So that means you're getting a video on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. And I actually have a giveaway opportunity unique just for the Masters, so check that out at the end of this video. Now, you might be asking, why is it important to go over pass optimal and GPP winning lineups? I cover this segment in all of my preview videos that I do every single week. More often than not, we see the same trends every single week apply for the current tournament I'm talking about. So for the Masters, perhaps we figure out a trend of lineup building, or at least a strategy on what to do when building our lineups this week that will be actually successful for you to implement. So that's the whole purpose of it. Now, salaries are determined on DraftKings based off of really odds. What are the odds that someone's going to win this tournament? Your best golfers are usually priced at the highest, and then it goes down from there. It's kind of a rank order when it comes to salaries, top to bottom, of what DraftKings thinks who's going to win the tournament, basically. So, of course, it matters, and one of the biggest difficulties in DraftKings is finding a lineup under $50,000 to take down a GPP. So why not review every single year that the Masters has played, what is taking down the Millie Maker? Because I'm sure you're going to play in that this week. And what takes down the optimal lineup? That's the perfect lineup you can build using a lineup under $50,000. So without further ado, let's get into this thing. We're going to start here in 2015. 2015. Usually salaries only go back to 2018, but because this is the Masters, DraftKings has this going all the way back to 2015. Now, there's an issue with this. 2015, 2016, 2017, they're all kind of experimental years with DraftKings. So you're going to see some really odd price tags. Like the very first thing that you see when I pull up 2015 is a $14,900 Rory McIlroy. We're not going to see that. I don't think we're ever going to see that ever again, except for at the Tour Championship, which is a whole other conversation we don't need to get into. But I'm just throwing that out there that you're not going to see a $14,000 golfer in any DraftKings slate outside of the Tour Championship. We do here in 2015. We're also going to see this in 2016 and a little in 2017. Then salaries kind of round out to what they are now in basically 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, basically 2019 and on. Either way, I think it's still worth looking at how salaries are constructed. Again, this is a rank order. I'm going to continue to beat that drum. This is a rank order of the golfers that DraftKings thinks is going to win the tournament based off their salaries. So here, let me go ahead and put a filter on this just so you can kind of see how crazy the salaries were. So you had a $14,900 Rory McIlroy. The next most expensive golfer in 2015 was Bubba Watson at $12,200. There's a $2,000 gap there. That's crazy. And we actually had 7 golfers 10K and above. Obviously, you know my tiers if you've been to the channel before. I look at 10K and above, then we go 9K, 8K, 7K, and there's 2 6K categories, the upper 6K and the lower 6K. We won't really get into that. We'll just talk about it as 10, 9, 8, 7, or 7, 6, basically. But here you see 7 golfers 10K and above. We also don't have that this week, by the way. I'm going to take the filter off. Let's go ahead and just talk about these things. So your Millie Maker lineup in 2015 used a 10K golfer. It's all these golfers here in blue. Used a 10K golfer, 2 9K golfers, and 3 6K golfers. So this is very stars and scrubs. I am very leery of this kind of build. I would suggest not to. It was not the optimal lineup, which means obviously someone could have beaten the Millie Maker in 2015 if they just did a different type of lineup. But of course, this won, so we're not really going to be too critical of it. Your optimal lineup, though, used that $11,900 Jordan Spieth, $9,700 Justin Rose, $7,300 Paul Casey, $7,400 Ian Poulter, $7,000 Zach Johnson, and $6,000 Charlie Hoffman. So just to kind of say that in a different way, he used a 10K and above golfer, a 9K, 3 7Ks, and 1 6K. I feel like we're probably going to see a little bit of that as we move on. We're going to definitely use kind of the approach that we're going to see the approach that I typically encourage every single week, which is a 10 10K and above golfer, one of those, a 9K, an 8K, 2 7Ks, and a 6K. You need 6 golfers in your lineup. So I call it the 10-9-8-7-7-6 approach. I think you're going to see more of that every single year that we go through this. So that's 2015. In 2016, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. In 2015, Millie Maker used up all $50,000 of the salary. There's always a huge, topic to discuss when it comes to leaving money on the table. Your Millie Maker in 2015 didn't leave any money on the table. Your Millie Maker in 2016 also didn't leave any money on the table, used up $50,000 of the salary. You see, I kind of have some empty spaces. It's very difficult to find this information unless someone has it that you know of. I don't know anyone that has this information, so believe it or not, I went back to old preview videos of other people, just captured the data freehand, basically, and put it into the spreadsheet. So some of these I'm missing. Your Millie Maker lineup, though, in 2016, used a $12,000 Jordan Spieth, an $8,000 Danny Willett, $7,300 Lee Westwood, $7,700 Paul Casey, $9,100 Hideki Matsuyama, and when I was talking about the weird pricing, it used a Troy Merritt at $5,600. So you can see he finished 42nd place. That won the Millie Maker. Usually you want your 6 golfers around the top 10, if not inside the top 10. This guy was able to win a GPP using a guy who finished in 42nd place. Remember, DraftKings goes by birdies usually, not so much finishing placement. But that was a very unique year. You usually don't see that. Now, your optimal lineup, use those same 4 golfers that the GPP winning lineup did, with Danny Willett, Jordan Spieth, Lee Westwood, Paul Casey, but then you incorporated a $7,400 JB Holmes and a $6,800 Matthew Fitzpatrick. So just to kind of go over that again, that's a 10K golfer, 10K and above golfer, an 8K golfer, 3 7s and a 6. So far we're kind of seeing a trend with 3 7s and a 6 being in your optimal lineup. Let's see if that's the same for 2017. 2017, I did not record the Millie Maker lineup. I don't even know if I played it. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I have an optimal lineup and a realistic optimal, or a realistic lineup, something that's easier to stomach because your optimal left $1,700 on the table. And that's all your golfers here at the top of the salary, at the top of the leaderboard. So you had Sergio, $8,300, Justin Rose, $9,200, $7,900 Charles Schwartzel, $7,400 Matt Kuchar, $7,700 Thomas Peters, and a $7,800 Paul Casey. And that all equaled up to be $48,300. So you left $1,700 on the table. Now, an easier way to get there would be using Rory at $10,000, going to Justin Rose at $92,000, Sergio Garcia at $83,000, 2 7Ks and a 6. Remember what I said in the beginning here? 10-9-8-7-7-6. There we go. That's a more realistic optimal. You get all 6 of your golfers inside the top 10, and they all score, I think, high enough points. I mean, your realistic scored 541.5 and your optimal scored 561. So there's like a 20-point difference between the two. I think you still win a GPP by following that realistic lineup. Let's move on. Let's go to 2018. So in 2018, your Millie Maker winning lineup, again, left $0 on the table, $50,000 spent. That included a $10,000 Jordan Spieth, $9,000 Ricky Fowler, $7,700 Patrick Reed, $8,700 Bubba Watson, $7,100 Charlie Hoffman, and Russell Henley. So just to follow along with that again, well, this is a little different, but it's a 10-9-8-7-7-7 build. Very close to that 10-9-8-7-7-6. Your optimal lineup left $200 on the table, and I do believe I have point totals between the two. Yeah, so your Millie Maker lineup that year scored 606 points. Your optimal scored 609. So there's a 3-point difference. The only way to win in GPP that year would have had to have been choosing the optimal lineup. And the optimal lineup, you only left $200 on the table. That included those top 3 guys: Spieth at 10K, Ricky at 9K, Patrick Reed at 7K. Then you incorporate a 6K in Cam Smith, another 8K in Bubba Watson, and a 7K in Charlie Hoffman. So wait, what is that? 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. I'm kind of sensing a little trend here. You want at least a 10K golfer, a 6K golfer, probably 2 sevens, if not 3 sevens. I don't think 3 sevens is a very smart thing to do. And then you just fill in the rest. Be close to using all $50,000 of your salary, and you're going to have a pretty good shot at winning this tournament or winning a GPP. If we move on to 2019, your Millie Maker lineup left $100 on the table. So it's the first year that, me recording Millie Maker winning lineups, leaving any money off the table. So here it's $49,900. And that used Brooks Koepka at $9,500, $8,500 Xander Schauffele, 2 8K golfers, and 2 7K golfers. This is the most balanced GPP winning lineup that I've seen in a very long time. So again, that's 2 9Ks, or I'm sorry, 1 9K, 3 8Ks, and 2 7Ks. As my friend Chad Eckert from the Fantasy Golf Pod would say, pepper the 8K range. Now, this is just 1 year. This is 2019. We haven't seen in the previous years. We probably won't see in the next couple years, just foreshadowing. But here you go. This is a year you could have done it and won the Millie Maker. Of course, that means you didn't have Tiger Woods at $10,000, which is kind of sad. And quite frankly, your optimal lineup. Oh, by the way, optimal lineup scored 609 points once again. Your Millie Maker lineup scored 603 points. So there's a 6-point difference between the Millie Maker and the optimal lineup. So your optimal that year, $10,000 Tiger Woods, $9,500 Brooks Koepka, $8,500 Xander Schauffele, $7,400 Webb Simpson, $7,700 Patrick Cantlay, and a $6,300 Justin Harding, which I think was his first time playing. So if you kind of want a little idea there, maybe that 6K golfer you don't need to have had any course history. You just fire off one of those rookies that are in the field, and it might do you well. But there you go, 10-9-8, 7-7-6. Once again, optimal lineup. Again, 6-point difference between the optimal and the GPP winning line, the Millie Maker lineup. Meaning, again, you have to have the optimal lineup in order to take down a GPP. 6-point difference. There you go. Optimal, 10-9-8, 7-7-6. Moving on to 2020, which was a little different. This was in the fall because of COVID. You had your Millie Maker lineup left no money on the table once again. So using all $50,000 of the salary, we have Dustin Johnson, 10K, Sung Jae at 75, Cam Smith at 73, another 10K golfer in Justin Thomas. So if you're kind of questioning, can you do 2 10K golfers? Well, in 2020, you certainly could have. And then you go down to Abe Answer at $7,400 and $7,100 Cameron Champ. Now, note Cameron scored 93 points, and really you don't see anyone above him until you get to 10th place that scores 90 points or over. So he had a really good scoring week on DraftKings. So that doesn't, I usually like to find 6 golfers inside the top 10. Sometimes it just doesn't lend itself that way to win a GPP or even do the optimal, which you can see Cameron Champ is also part of the optimal. So your optimal lineup used $49,000 or $49,100. And the point difference between the two, Millie Maker scored 656.5 points. Your optimal scored 676. So there's a 20-point difference between the two, meaning there was some wiggle room. You didn't necessarily have to have the optimal, but let's just go over it either way. You also use a 10K golfer in Dustin Johnson, 2 7K golfers in Sung Jae and Cam Smith. You also use that 10K golfer in Justin Thomas. The only difference, instead of going to Abe Answer, we go Dylan Fratelli at $6,500 and Cameron Champ at $71. This gets you $49,100, leaving $900 on the table. Now, if you wanted a more realistic approach, that's kind of how I like to look at things, because it's, doing 2 10K golfers and also leaving $900 on the table. That is oddly specific, very hard to get to. I created kind of like a realistic optimal, which is uses $49,800, and that would use a 10K, 2 sevens, or let's put it this way, a 10, 2 9s, 2 sevens, and a 6. So that might be a little bit more digestible. And this one scored 656.5 points, which is exactly the same as the GPP winning lineup. So you could have gotten there, like you could have tied for $1 million, which isn't always fun, but it's a different way to build lineups that I wanted to show you. So that's 2020. In 2021, your Millie Maker lineup left $400 on the table. So this is the most we've ever seen a Millie Maker winning lineup leave money on the table. Scored 571.5 points. Your optimal scored 589. So there's like a 17, 18 point difference there. That one used $8,300 Hideki Matsuyama, $7,300 Will Zalatoris, $10,000 Xander Schauffele, $9,400 Jordan Spieth, $6,900 Corey Connors, which was very highly owned, by the way, because that seemed like a misprice, and a $7,700 Paul Casey. So just go over that again. That's a 10.98.776 to win the GPP, the Millie Maker. Your optimal also left $900 on the table, and remember there's like a 17, 18 point difference between the two. Your optimal used again Xander Schauffele, 10,000, Jordan, 9, Hideki, 8, Will, 7. So we go that 10, 9, 8, 7. Then we go to Justin Rose at a 7 and Corey Connors at 6. So not only was it the Millie Maker salary structure to do, the 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, but it was also the optimal lineup. So it doesn't matter how you built your 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. It probably gave you the best opportunity to take down a GPP. And then last year in 2022, our Millie Maker left $200 on the table, scored 477 points, where the optimal didn't leave any money on the table, and that scored 507.5 points. So there's a 30-point difference there, meaning, again, a lot of wiggle room that you could have gotten to. Now, your Millie Maker winning lineup used Scotty Scheffler at 11,000. So if you're afraid to use an $11,000 golfer, maybe don't be. Like, we see 10K and above every single year be either in the GPP winning lineup or the optimal. Well, this year you go from 11,000 down to Cam Smith at $9,900, Shane Lowry at $8,800, Charles Schwartzel at 62, Kevin Na at 68, and Siwoo Kim at 71. So just to kind of go over that again, that's a 10.98 start. Then we drop to a 7K in Siwoo, 2 6Ks in Schwartzel and Kevin Na. So 10.98.766 as opposed to a 10.98.776. There are many ways you can get there. I always advocate to start 10.98.776 and then you can make 2 substitutions. So that's whether going from another 7 down to a 6 or maybe going from a 9 down to an 8, just depending on how your salary builds are. Like if you have two high 7K golfers, maybe then you use 2 8K golfers to go with your 10 and a 6. That's a possibility. It's really up to you, however you want to build. But I say you can have 2 substitutions, and here you go. Your Millie Maker lineup did last year. Your optimal, again, left no money on the table. $11,000 Scotty Scheffler, $9,900 Cameron Smith, $8,800 Shane Lowry, $7,600 Corey Connors, and then 2 6K golfers in Schwartzel and Minwoo Lee. So again, 10.98.766. I believe I have a different lineup here. I'm not sure why I'm showing this. Maybe it's to have all 6 golfers inside the top 10. So you could go with a different and like an alternate lineup, which was Scotty at 11, Cam at 9,900, $8,400 Sung J M, $7,600 Corey Connors, and 2 6Ks, and this equals 49,700. So you could go that route, but you didn't have to. And I don't know why I'm showing it, but either way, there are many ways to get there, but it looks like you do want to start with a 10K golfer. We only have 3 in the field this week. So if I were to go to my 2023 spreadsheet, which is not completed because we don't have some data points, but we do have 3 10K golfers and above. Now, if I go to my summary page where the bucket system lies and I go down to our salaries, typically we see about 5 golfers. I'm kind of looking at this section here, the bucket totals. We usually see about 5 and we have 3. I'm still projecting somewhere between 0 to 2 to finish inside the top 10. And this goes by the overwhelmingly successful success rate. 51% of the time for all 10K golfers to ever play the Masters, well, since we've had DraftKings salaries, have been inside the top 10. That's the pool of all 10K golfers. So it doesn't even just take, how many years does it have. I mean, here you can see in the frequency rate here, this means every single year there's been a 10K golfer inside the top 10. So if you're not starting there, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. Same applies for a 9K golfer. 100% frequency rate, high success rate, 37.5%. And then a 7K golfer, 100% frequency rate there as well. Usually this is where you get the bulk of your golfers. We do have 27 in the field this week where we normally see around 24. So all the numbers are about the same when it comes to all these salary ranges, except for the 10K golfer. We have about 2 less than we usually do. So that's why the projection is 0 to 2 and not a flat 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. Not that it would actually be 4, but still, I think starting with the 10K golfer, especially seeing who they are, you've got Scotty Scheffler, Jon Rahm, and Rory McIlroy. How do you not start there? You could literally build, if you were to build 100 lineups, you could do 33 Scotties, 33 Rahms, 33 Rory McIlroys, and the one lineup you didn't want. Perhaps you do one of the 2 9K golfers or something like that. Or maybe you do a 30-30-30. Again, if you're building 100 lineups, 30 Scotty, 30 Rahm, 30 McIlroy, and then 10 lineups that don't include a 10K golfer whatsoever. Maybe that's the best approach to do. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll cover that in the strategy video that I'll put out Tuesday night, where I usually go over the different lineup builds that we can do. So if you're interested in that, I usually go live around 7 p.m. Actually, I'll make it a point. I'm going live 7 p.m. Tuesday night. And that is if there isn't an injury or another emergency related thing that I need to attend to. So Tuesday at 7 p.m. Check Twitter, check YouTube. Usually I put it out 2 hours early, letting you know that I will be going live. But you can also check Twitter as well. So I'm not going to cover the rest of the salaries that you can see with the other golfers. I think it's pretty imperative to start with the 10K golfer and also probably include a 9K golfer. I'm not sure which ones yet. I'll leave that to the strategy video. I'll leave that to the preview video. We'll cover a lot of that information and try to figure out what is best then. But that is all that I have for you in this pass optimal and GPP winning lineup. Just some reminders. I'm doing this. This is it's not a ton of reminders. I'm doing one reminder. I like to do giveaways every single week. So one of mine being a monthly giveaway that you can see on the screen. This is Saturday, and technically it is April. But what I'm going to do is we're giving away $50 for everyone who's participated in last month's videos. If you want to get involved, first of all, be subscribed. You have to be subscribed in order to have a chance to win. Comment on any of my Valero Texas Open videos, and you're going to get an entry into not only the weekly giveaway that I'll be doing this Monday, and this is again for the Valero Texas Open. You'll get, that's going to be worth $5, by the way. I give away $5 every single week when it comes to my weekly giveaway. But you'll also be included in the monthly giveaway, which I am giving $50 away. I have said this in my past videos. If we can actually reach 40 new subscribers, so I'm at 510. If we can get to 550, I'm going to double that 50 to 100. I'm also going to do another one here. So there's going to be tons of money I'm giving away. For the Masters, if I can get 40 new subscribers for the Masters, so if I don't do this, if we don't get 40 subscribers by Monday of Masters Week, I'm just giving away a flat 50 for the monthly giveaway for last year, or for last month, which was obviously March. If we don't reach 40 then, I am extending that basically for the whole week of the Masters. If we can get 40 new subscribers, I am going to give a $50 weekly giveaway. And it'll only be for the Masters week. So if we get 40 new subscribers during the Masters week, I'm giving away $50. So I know that's a lot of things to remember. Basically, what's on the line is a possible $150. I will give away $150 if, one, we reach 550 subscribers on this channel by Monday. When I do my preview video, if we get 550 by Monday, I'm giving away $100 for last month's participants in my videos. For the week of the Masters, say we don't hit the 550 by that time, that whole week from Monday all the way to Sunday, if we can get 40 new subscribers that way, I'm going to give away $50 during my next weekly giveaway, which will be the Monday following the Masters. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, so there's a chance to win up to $150, and you could be a participant as long as you could be the winner as long as you are a participant on this channel for the Valero Texas Open as well as the Masters. So that is the giveaway reminder. That's the big thing I said from the beginning of the video. Again, got to be subscribed to the channel, comment down below, and then we have to reach our goal of 550 subscribers, which is just 40 new subscribers from this moment. That's all that I have for you. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.